You think that Bitcoin is bad because you think it's a currency, but did you know it's actually, we think of it as a property, not a currency. Someone will say, Bitcoin is bad because it's a currency and I like the US dollar and so I don't like Bitcoin. Remember Donald Trump said that once. I like the US dollar, I don't like Bitcoin. The response is not, you're not smart enough, right? The response is, well, actually, I understand why you would say that. Other people have been led to believe it's a currency because of the phrase cryptocurrency. But in fact, we've come to see that it's actually a property and it's been designated as a property by the IRS. So it's a digital gold superior to gold in every way. And if you like gold, you might like Bitcoin a bit better than gold, but it is not a threat to the country or to the currency. Now, that might not persuade the person that was against Bitcoin, but the 500,000 people that read the comment will look at it, and maybe 10% of them would be persuaded. And if you flip 10% of 500,000 people, you just got 50,000 new comments by being polite and respectful and constructive and not confrontational, but just engaging.
Today we are joined by Michael Saylor, who shares his upcoming prediction for Bitcoin and why he's bullish in 2024. Thanks to BlackRock's significant influence, carry profound implications for the world of cryptocurrency, drawing interest from sovereign wealth funds, major corporations, and even governments. Saylor envisions that this development will pave the way for large corporations to incorporate cryptocurrencies into their balance sheets. Let's get right into the latest interview with Michael Saylor and why Bitcoin is poised to revolutionize cryptocurrency in 2024. Don't forget to share your thoughts and comments down below, and leave a like if you enjoy the content we do here.
Coming back to Bitcoin, what you want is for every nation, organization, and individual to embrace it and support it. That's what you want. So if you're spending a lot of time to tell the world why somebody is stupid and has a character flaw, right? You're ripping somebody else down, but that's not building up Bitcoin, right? Ultimately, you got to choose your fights very carefully. And I think there's some fights worth taking. For example, I think it's reasonable to fight the gold bugs because we both agree with sound money, but every dollar invested in gold is a dollar not invested in Bitcoin. And that's a battle we can win. We should win because it's a benefit to them when they switch. It's a benefit to Bitcoin when they switch. Right? I don't think it's all that constructive to fight a battle to eliminate the euro. Like the odds of actually persuading 20% of gold bugs to abandon gold and adopt Bitcoin as their reserve currency are a lot higher than the odds of persuading 20% of the Europeans to stop using the euro and leave the EU. You see, so there are some battles that just I don't think make that much sense, and other battles make a lot of sense. There are ones that are winnable.
The ongoing adoption of Bitcoin by governments, institutions, and media signifies a broader recognition of its value. However, Saylor asserts this journey is just beginning, comparing the initial years to the current widespread interest and investment, with a giant spotlight on Bitcoin ETFs. Saylor highlights this being a significant development in the financial ecosystem. He reassures that a long-expected surge awaits leading up to the highly anticipated 2024 halving event for Bitcoin.
Everybody in the United States could be better off, right, without dramatic changes to the government. If there was 100x as much Bitcoin, they'd all be better off right now without changing anything in the government. So the world's full of challenges. There are a lot of things that are inefficient in the world. We could talk about them for 100 hours. But I think the whole point of laser eyes is focus your energy. So if what is a laser? A laser is I have a certain amount of energy and I narrow my focus to a pen head, a pen prick, the narrowest focus possible. And why do I do that? So I can go the longest distance without dissipation. So every time you broaden your focus, you dissipate your energy and you lose your reach. And so the question really is, what can you accomplish and how are you going to accomplish it? You're not, you're not going to fix every company, government in the near, every bank and every government future with the Bitcoin message. Right? I tend to look at it a different way, which is there are some entities that can adopt it now, and we should go find them and help them do it. There are some places where it's just going to be a very, very difficult or impossible. Then don't waste your energy. Don't waste your energy fighting with them. You're not going to change their mind. Don't squander your energy. You don't have time, and you don't have the energy to pick fights with people, along the road of life, right? You should just move on. Bitcoin is a magic technology that offers benefits to any individual or entity that adopts it. Yes. And on the other hand, the simplest way in which to adopt it right now is as a long-term store of value asset if you're a private entity and you're not subject to GAAP-based accounting. And the other ways you can adopt it, they have more friction, accounting friction, tax friction, compliance friction. For example, like we can agree that it would be good if banks banked Bitcoin, that would be good. But many banks are afraid to do this due to FDIC guidance. I think today there was just a story coming out that Citigroup announced that they will probably start to custody Bitcoin. So what we need is to educate the regulators, educate the politicians, and then as the FDIC and FASB and the SEC and the CFTC and the OCC and every other agency starts to understand and provide useful guidance, then all those companies will start to take much larger positions. And then the investment community will support that, and Bitcoin will spread as technology. And the best way to get them to provide that constructive guidance is just avoid taking unnecessarily adversarial positions in the evangelism or the advocacy. Right? We don't need to end the dollar or end the Fed in order to spread the good cheer of Bitcoin, right? And you could be persuaded that steel is a valuable technology. And the key there is whoever sells the steel needs to make it an apolitical statement. And I think with Bitcoin can be spread everywhere on Earth, as digital energy, right? As a technology, right? If Bitcoin is digital energy, then it's simply the next evolution of electricity, or oil, or atomic power, or hydropower, or solar power, or the internet. It's just the next thing. If Bitcoin's got to be a digital currency, then you're going to have to replace the government, right? Either peacefully or in a hostile fashion, you got to replace the government. It's just like, if I were to try to calculate the difference in effort, one of the things is like 1,000,000 times harder to do, plus a lot of bloodshed, right? Castro replaced the government, but would you want to do that? I mean, even if I told you could, we had a civil war in the United States, right? You don't really want a civil war. There's no winners.
Saylor challenges the conventional macroeconomic metrics, asserting that these metrics are often manipulated to paint a specific narrative, like labor statistics and inflation figures, which are selectively measured to create desired effects rather than reflecting the true state of the economy. In this context, Bitcoin emerges as an alternative, detached from the manipulations of the conventional economic sphere. Saylor also highlights that established corporations like Apple, Amazon, and Google will use their established relationships acquired over decades to swiftly acquire substantial amounts of Bitcoin through a spot ETF, bypassing the cumbersome processes involved in procuring the actual commodity. This disparity underscores the transformative power of cryptocurrencies in traditional financial institutions. Michael Saylor underscores the importance of embracing digital currencies as the economic landscape is changing rapidly, and urges investors to leverage Bitcoin's potential to secure a more prosperous financial future. What do you think about the latest interview with Michael Saylor? And how do you think Bitcoin's trajectory in the coming months will impact the crypto market and the world of investing? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.